trying to give them, this is what we want. If they don't want to listen to what they want, they have to embark on a fork that will make you to get what they will make them to get what they want. Right. Let's go back to Revelation chapter 21. Satan was the first terrorist, is it not true? But God sent down Satan to this world for a what? An amnesty program. Satan is here for amnesty, for him to repent. Only God knows whether he's going to take him there. Fine. The amnesty. If there is no, if the government does not, if the government, to tell you that government hates death, that's why government has to embark on amnesty. If not, government will not even like embarking on amnesty program. That's to tell you that if a problem is being caused in a community, is the problem, is the people that are ruining them that are causing it. Let's go to the social problem. Food. If people don't have any work to do, don't have anything to do, whatever thing that your hands find it, do it well. An angry man is a devil worship. What I'm trying to tell you, death punishment is not the best procedure, it's not the best answer to terrorism. Rather, manner of approach and round table conference can solve it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I will call on the second speaker from the Department of Mechanical Engineering. Please, ladies and gentlemen, join me as I welcome the second speaker by the name Mora Awele.
Cry of a nation. Fathers have become widowers, mothers widows, children orphans, breadwinners of various families are lost. With this I say, good day Mr. Moderator, impartial panel of judges, amiable timekeeper, co-debaters, and my listener. I am Mora Awole. I'm in HND2 Mechanical Engineering Department. I'm here to support the motion which says, death penalty is the best punishment for terrorism. First and foremost, what is terrorism? Terrorism is the calculated use of violence or threats of violence in order to attain goals which are political or religious or ideological, and this is done by intimidation. None of us is comfortable with the attendant losses of lives and properties brought by terrorism. Recall 11th November terrorist attack in New York, 26th November terrorist attack in Mumbai in India, the killing of people in Jos. Now, we all I persuade that those who do not cherish human life should not have theirs cherished. Those who do not want others to live should not live. What else? What more other than a death penalty? These days, we still remember Anini and all his violent crime. Only death solved that riddle. Sin and Rambo is a good example of who death has taken as part of death penalty. No, there is no justification for terrorism. Anyone engaging in it should know that it's an obligation on the part of the state that capital punishment must be carried out. Since the death of Soboma Port Harcourt, has terrorism not stopped? Since the death of Soboma George in Port Harcourt, has terrorism not calmed the metropolis of Port Harcourt? Since the death of Yusuf Mohammed, has the activities of Boko Haram not been calmed?
A minute more.
Since the death of the new terrorist in Aba, is Aba City not calm? A recent interview was carried out on criminals, and it was shown that keeping criminals in jail does not solve the issue of terrorism. Rather, they become harder when they come out. Since it is clear that no other punishment can stop terrorism, I make a bold movement to recommend that death penalty is appropriate for them. Thank you.
And that was from the Department of Making. Ladies and gentlemen, we take a trip to the Department of Public Administration, and as we invite the second speaker by the name Alicia Clinton C. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as he comes to the podium.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, the moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, all protocol duly observed. I remain my humble self, Alicia Clinton C. of Public Administration. I am here to oppose the motion which says death penalty the best punishment for terrorism? Before I proceed with the procedure, I would like to give detailed information and inside foundation about the subject matter, terrorism. Terrorism is a systematic way through which individuals take things that are not of them indirectly to view issues and programs that have been bothering them for a very long time. Terrorism, as we all know, is an unsafe act, but pave way for freedom. We know through terrorism, freedom could be derived. Through terrorism, thoughts could be resolved. We all know that humans are normal resources. Be that ones that are physically challenged, disabled, we are important to the society. Every human has a role he or she plays in a perspective. Human in the sense that having a role to play. If you're a terrorist, compare a terrorist, a kidnapper, for instance, who will go and kidnap somebody within a twinkle of an eye, capture the person, take the money without knowing how they paid the money, is the use of human intelligence, ideology. We all know that. Having known that a terrorist is somebody that has engulfed himself with some technological activities, get himself engulfed with detailed information, I think killing the individual will not pave solution to it. Rather, it will worsen it. The upcoming ones would want to adhere to that so they could be seen as heroes. Having known that, there are measures that could be employed to reduce terrorism. Terrorism in human resources aspect. Humans that involve themselves in act of terrorism. There are things they could get from them, motivational factors, procedures, ways through which some problem could be solved.
A minute more.
Individuals, there are ways that the rate of terrorism could be reduced. One, plea bargaining. Plea bargaining in the sense that calling together in a roundtable discussion, example, amnesty program. I think amnesty program is going a long way in reducing the high rate of terrorism in our society today. At least Niger Delta is a case study of what I am telling you this moment. And I believe, having known that this measure and redirecting their psychological thought, I think if their psychological thought is redirected, it will go a long way in cementing them. I want to use this motion to convince my opponent that killing terrorists will not go a long way in reducing them. Rather, paving way to it will go a long way. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And please, we take a trip to the Department of EE as we bring to you the second speaker by the name Undusi Emmanuel. Please put your hands together as they climb the podium.
To my amiable moderator, panel of judges, timekeeper, co-debaters, to my wonderful audience, good day. My name is Undusi Emmanuel, like you rightly heard, from the wonderful Department of Electrical Electronics. It's unfortunate that a lot of us come out here and define the term terrorism. But let's pick this particular word, terror. If I ask you as an individual, would you be happy being terrorized by somebody you think should be an encouragement to your life to make you become a better person tomorrow? Some of us may be thinking, but if you should put it in the other way around, most of us are here today. We are privileged to be having this opportunity we're having now to sit, benefit from wonderful lectures we get from our amiable lecturers, our directors and our professors from our different departments, with the fact that they were given this opportunity to face the reality of life, grow up to standard, enable them to acquire this knowledge which they are imparting to us today that is making us the personality we are, and about to bring out the best in us so that we can be able to move this country forward. Now I put it to you this way. If they were to be terrorists and they were killed in that act, would they be here today to do that? Let's not take it too far. Let's bring it close to ourselves. Most of us may not really understand how it feels. It is only he who wears the shoe that knows where it pinches. Today, take a look at America. They are undergoing what is known as economic meltdown. Trace this issue, trace it backwards. What do you think resulted to this fact? World Trade Center was bombed down. The huge amount of money that is invested into putting that place into order could have been transferred into doing something that will take us to a greater height today. And you stand here to tell me that terrorism should be considered. My dear, I am here to propose to the fact that death,
A minute more.
it's the only device that can stop what? Terrorism. They may be in a situation where putting in jail will cause them to actually repent or turn around. But I put it to you that he give to Caesar what belongs to what? Caesar. He who wants his brother, who said his brother should not what? Live. And last but not the least, I also tell you that what you want your brother to do for you, do unto others what you want others to what? Do unto you. Terrorism is a bad act. It is not in any way encouraging development. It is not in any way giving us the freedom to exercise our human rights. It is not in any way enabling us to live our normal life. So I see no reason why a terrorist should be encouraged. On this note, I rest my case.
Why is it that when government army kill civilians indiscriminately, by bombing in air, they are called nationalists? But when organizations fight for their cause, they are called terrorists. The effect, I tell you, is the same. I do give respect to whom honor is due by going first. Good day, Mr. Moderator, my impartial panel of judges, my accurate timekeeper, my fellow speakers, my esteemed audience, ladies and gentlemen. I am Anyam Chineyenwa-Linda from the Department of Mathematics and Statistics, a final year student at that. Terrorism has been given several definitions, of which you agree with me that it links to politics and governance. Every country of the world must have felt terrorism in one way or the other, in one form or the other. But this certainly does not justify the fact that death penalty is the best punishment for terrorism. Why do I say this? The cost of execution is far more expensive than keeping these persons in life imprisonment. A typical example is in New Jersey, in the United States of America. Record shows that the state spends $11 million every year on executions, while they would not even spend half as much as that on keeping these people in prison. Now, money like this could be used to rehabilitate these families who have undergone this pain, the families of the deceased. They could be meant to understand that killing these people will not bring back the dead ones. It will not ease their pains, neither will it heal their wounds. They could be restituted, they could be rehabilitated, and they could be given one means or the other to help ease their pain. Secondly, death penalty can only but bring martyrdom to the world of the terrorists. If you kill one terrorist, I tell you, you give future terrorists an inspiration to go further and even in fiercer forms. Also, death penalty in the act of terrorism will only end up aggravating so many other terrorists. If you kill one terrorist, you aggravate several others. Conclusively,
A minute more.
Conclusively, Gandhi Mahatma of India said, "An eye for an eye, and the whole world goes blind." I tell you thus, terrorism is like a wildfire, but you certainly cannot use fire to quench fire. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we go to the opposing department, and please join me as I welcome
Good day, Mr. Moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeepers, my fellow speakers, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ebuche Prince M from the Department of Business Administration and Management. I'm here to oppose the motion who said that death sentence or death penalty is the only, capital punishment is the only way out of terrorism, with my following point. For how long must we continue to push force with force? Gone are those days when we say that if you want peace, prepare for war. That has not worked out. Really from the medieval period, when the application of death sentence started, how far has it gone in the emancipation of terrorist attacks? Today, we can all believe it that terrorists, instead of subsidizing, is at increase. Today, I want to draw us back closer to Nigeria context of terrorism, which is one of the issues of temporary discussion in issue of Nigeria today. We can now draw our inference from what is happening from Niger Delta. Before, we know Asari Dokubo as a renowned terrorist. But today, I stand here to tell you that he is one of the peace seekers as far as Niger Delta issue is concerned. For how long will he continue to take human life? Death sentence as the only way out of terrorist attack has only ended up in futility. All striving effort to ensure that this brings to an end terrorist attacks has proven abortive as far as the world is concerned. In another vein, I believe that death sentence can only leave us a lot of mistakes in trying to execute people or innocent people who we think that are future leaders tomorrow. Because we need so much people. When we are talking about morals,
A minute more.
in what ways has death sentence justified the morals, or in what way has death sentence justifies the execution of a terrorist, in the sense that it has left no correctable evidence as far as the perpetrators of this act is concerned. Instead of them subsidizing, they keep on increasing in their effort to ensure that they go on to pursue their goals. In another effort too, in the point of cost, we estimate that the number of time and energy and resources it takes a nation to execute a particular terrorist is more higher than when such person is incarcerated for life. In another area is in terms of enhancement.
Impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my fellow debaters, the audience, good afternoon to you all. An act of terrorism, I am here to propose the motion that states death penalty is the best punishment for terrorism. An act of terrorism is a threat to coerce the unity or integrity, security and sovereignty of a nation. It is being carried out to put terror in the people. I am here to use this following point to let you understand that death penalty is the best punishment for terrorism. At the June attack that is carried out in the USA shows a picture of the best punishment for terrorism, where the execution of one Timothy McVeigh, who carried a murder attack that killed over 168 people at the Oklahoma City bombing. These terrorists, the distinctive nature of these terrorists lies in its intentional selection of non-combatants or civilians as direct targets. They view them as symbols, animals, or corrupt beings, and as such, and as not threats, and they target them. Simply put, these terrorists are monsters who have no right to live. I also tell you that the act of terrorism over the years, death penalty or capital punishment has been an effective deterrent for crimes, which terrorism is not an exception. With these points marshaled out, I rest my case. Good afternoon, all.
Does forgiveness make any meaning? Does it? With this panel of judges, the moderator, the accurate timekeepers, my beloved audience, I stand here to speak against the motion that says death penalty is the best punishment for terrorism. With these points: violation of human rights. Violation of human rights states that every violation of human rights is depicted in the act in the international trend in the page 99, and it states that every human being shall have the right to life. And Jesus Christ even exemplified this in John chapter 8, when a woman that was caught in adultery was brought forward to be executed through stoning. Jesus Christ stood his ground as an activist against executioning. Also, the person, the terrorist you want to execute, have you thought about his background, his upbringing? Some families are very poor. Have you thought about a terrorist that is given an explosive vest? He wears it without any fear because he wants to put ordinarily a food in the table. As you all are seated here, you have opportunities to come to school, you have sponsors, but some people doesn't have that opportunity. There are poverties elsewhere, especially in Nigeria. Some people want to eat at least. So a person can carry out a heinous task just to overcome this poverty. Also, when you talk about terrorism, have you also